Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Read Aloud. Today is Wednesday, April 8th. And today we're going to be reading a book that with characters that I'm pretty sure that you are all pretty familiar with. But before we get started, let's make sure that we have all of the materials that we will need. So since we've moved to Seesaw, you might not be printing out um, the questions that we are going to be asking. Um, Throughout this video. So you can either print out those papers, and I'm going to show you how to get there again. You're going to go to the distance learning materials folder, go into first grade, go to read aloud, and go to this week, April 6th to the 10th. And then today is Wednesday, April 8th. And then you'll have a copy of the book here. It's split up into two parts because it was way too long to be in one document. And then if you click on this document here, you'll have the sheet that will fill out as we read the story. And then you have your exit ticket for the day on the second page. If you don't want to print those out, that's also totally fine. You're not going to use the paint tool to answer those questions, though, online or on Seesaw. You should get a blank piece of paper, either lined or like plain computer paper. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do my work on. I have some lined paper right here. So you can use this kind of paper. You can use plain white printer paper, whatever you have to work with. And you can also use a pencil as well to answer those questions. And then you'll take a picture of it and upload it to Seesaw so that your teachers can see your awesome work. Now that we've gone all over that, we can get started. So the book today that we're going to read is called Julius, the Baby of the World. Let me move myself. Um, And before we even start reading the book, take a look at the cover and let's think about what the genre is. I know it's not a question on that sheet, but good readers are always thinking about what the genre of what they are reading is, even if they don't have to answer a question about it. So take a look at the characters and the kind of picture that is here. And I'm pretty sure that you can figure out that the genre of this book is fiction because it looks like this mouse right here is wearing clothing and trying to scare a baby mouse, and we know that mice don't do that. Um, and we also see an illustration here, which we know is a text feature of fiction stories. So let's get started. Julius, the Baby of the World by Kevin Hankes, who is also the same author as Lily's Purple Planet Purse and all of those Lily books that we've read back when we were in school. So now we get to read another one. Before Julius was born, Lily was the best big sister in the world. She gave him things, she told him secrets, and she sang lullabies to him every night. Wow, it sounds like Lily is pretty excited to have a new baby brother. Let's go. All right. After Julius was born, it was a different story. Lily took her things back. She pinched his tail, and she yelled insulting comments into his crib. Right here we see her say, "These are mine." Does not look very happy. "I am the queen," said Lily, "and I hate Julius." All right, so we're going to pause right there because we just got a lot of information from the first two pages of the story. So you're going to take about 15 seconds now and you're going to answer the first question. The first question is, who is the main character? So I'm going to get my paper ready and I'm going to use pen so you guys can see it. You guys should be using pencil. And I'm going to, on my paper, write a number. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Number 1. And on this line, I will write the answer to the first question, which is who is the main character. So take about 15 seconds. Go. All right, so looking back at the last two pages that we've read, um, we have learned a lot about our main character. At the beginning, she was the best big sister in the world, and when her baby brother was born, it was a different story. So the main character is Lily. So just like I've written here at the top of my paper, you're going to put a number one and write your answer. You don't have to write the question that I'm asking you unless that's helpful to you. You just need to write the answer. So let's keep going. Um, but her parents loved him. They kissed his wet pink nose, they admired his small black eyes, and they stroked his sweet white fur. Lily thought his wet pink nose was slimy. She thought his small black eyes were beady, and she thought his sweet white fur was not so sweet, especially when he needed his diaper changed. Julius is the baby of the world, chimed Lily's parents. Disgusting, said Lily. But I think after reading that page, we can answer the next question, which is what do we know about the main character so far? You guys are going to take about 45 seconds to answer that question, and then we'll go over it together. Go. All right, so just like I did with the first question, this is the second question. I put a number two, and I answered the question on the lines. So, what do we know about our main character? What do we know about Lily so far? Well, looking back, we know that at first, Lily was really excited to be a big sister. But then, after Julius was born, she didn't really think that it was great to be a big sister anymore. She took back her things, she pinched his tail, and she yelled insulting comments into his crib. And when her parents say Julius is the baby of the world, Lily says disgusting. So we know that she's not excited to be a big sister anymore. So the most important information that we have about Lily so far is that Lily just became a big sister for the first time. That is the answer to question number two. Lily just became a big sister for the first time. So if this is her first time being a older sister, then she's never had to share her parents or her parents' attention before. And that's some important information that we'll need for the rest of the story. Let's keep going. Lily had to share her room with Julius. After Julius goes away, do I get my room back? She asked. Julius isn't going anywhere, said Lily's mother. And he didn't. He stayed and stayed and stayed. Lily was supposed to be very quiet while Julius slept. After Julius goes away, can I talk like a normal person again? She shouted. Julius isn't going anywhere, said Lily's father. And he didn't. He stayed and stayed and stayed. We want Julius to grow up to be as extraordinary as you, said Lily's mother. So we must tell him constantly how beautiful he is and how much we love him. When no one was looking, Lily had her own idea. So up here we see their dad saying, We love you, Julius, and mom saying, You're beautiful, Julius. And down here, Lily says, I hate you. You're ugly. Does not sound like she's being kind. We want Julius to grow up to be as clever as you, said Lily's father, so we must sing him his numbers and letters whenever possible. When no one was looking, Lily had her own idea. So up here we see Lily's mother and father going A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, which is the right order. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But down here, Lily's trying to teach Julius something different, the numbers in a different order, because she says 3, 8, 1, 5, 9, 6. But that's not how we count. She's trying to confuse him so that he's not as smart as she is. And then for the alphabet, she goes A, J, K, Z, B, S, C, H. That's not the right order. So before we move on, we can answer question number 3. What is the setting of story? Take about 30 seconds now to write down the setting of the story. Go ahead. I'll turn back the pages if you need a reminder. So underneath question where I wrote question number 2, I wrote a number 3 and wrote my next answer. So the setting of this story is Lily's home. The setting of this story is Lily's home. We see them in lots of different bedrooms, but all of the pictures are in Lily's home with her mom and her dad. Oh my goodness, you know what? I skipped a question. The next question was supposed to be who are some other important characters? So before we go on any further, I think we should answer that question as well. Sorry, friends, I messed up. But we're just going to roll with it. So, who are the other important characters? Take about 30 seconds now to fill in that question. Go ahead. All right. So the not the last question, the question before the one that we just answered because I went in the wrong order, but it's okay. We're gonna roll with it. Was who are some other important characters? So who are the other important characters who are involved in the problem of the story, or who is important to the main character in the story? So we've only seen 3 other characters in this story, and they are all important. So the important characters in this story are Lily's mom, Lily's dad, and Julius. So other important characters are mom, dad, and Julius. And we know this because we see them on almost every page. So we see mom and dad here. Julius is in the crib. Julius is crawling all over. We've got mom and dad here. We've got mom over here. So the other important characters are mom and dad and Julius. So let's keep reading. Lily's parents were more than a bit doubtful about leaving the two of them alone together. Lily tried to frighten Julius with her nifty disguises. She learned magic and tried to make him disappear. When that didn't work, she simply pretended that he didn't exist. Doesn't seem very kind. She's trying to scare him. Baby? What baby? I don't hear anything. So now she's ignoring him crying. Lily spent more time than usual in the uncooperative chair. So now we see some snapshots. She's facing the wall. She has a sign that says, I hate everything. Now she's got her hands on her hips and she looks very angry. Now she's a magician. Maybe she's trying to disappear. And then her crown fell off and she's crying. Now she's hungry. Now she has to go to the bathroom. She's trying to scare everybody else. And she leaves. So it seems like she's spending a lot of time in the uncooperative chair for not being kind to Julius. Let's keep going. All right. Oop. All right. Lily's parents showered her with hugs and kisses and treats of all shapes and sizes. They even let her stay up 15 minutes later every night. It didn't matter. Nothing worked. I am the queen, said Lily, and I hate Julius. But her parents loved him. They kissed his wet pink nose, they admired his small black eyes, and they stroked his sweet white fur. Julius is the baby of the world, chimed Lily's parents. Disgusting, said Lily. So now you're going to answer the next question on the first sheet in front of you. So this says, or the one that I'm going to say. So the next question is, what is the problem? What is the problem of the story? I'll flip back in the pages if you guys need to look back, but you guys can take about a minute to answer this question. Go ahead. So, when we're looking for the problem in this story, we're looking for something that is an issue with the main character. So, there definitely seems to be a problem that Lily is experiencing right now. When we go back to the very, very beginning, everybody is calm and happy. She is excited to be a big sister. She even has a drawing on the wall that she made with the baby Julius inside her mommy's belly. But then things change pretty quickly when Julius comes home. She starts to take back her toys. She starts yelling insulting comments into his crib. And she says that he's disgusting. So it doesn't sound like she's excited anymore. She has to share her room with Julius. She has to be quiet while he's sleeping. And she doesn't like to do that. She likes things done her own way. She says that she hates him and that he's ugly, and she tries to teach him the wrong way to count and say the alphabet. But meanwhile, her parents are giving Julius lots and lots of attention. And Lily just went from having all of her parents' attention to having to share it with her baby brother. So the problem in this story is that Lily is jealous of all of the attention that Julius is getting. So remember, on my sheet of paper, I put number 5 here, and then I wrote the answer to that question. The problem of the story is that Lily is jealous of all of the attention Julius is getting. And remember, being jealous means that you want something that someone else has. So Julius has what it seems like all of her parents' attention. And Lily, who has never had to share her parents' attention before because she was the only kid for a while, is very jealous that Julius is getting lots and lots of attention. So that's the problem in the story. So let's keep reading. Lily's parents were amused when Julius blew a bubble. Can you believe it? They exclaimed. But if Lily did the exact same thing, they said, Lily, let's mind our manners, please. Lily's parents were dazzled when Julius babbled and gurgled. Such a vocabulary, they exclaimed. But if Lily did the exact same thing, they said, Lily, let's act our age, please. Lily's parents were amazed when Julius screamed. What lung capacity, they exclaimed. But if Lily did the exact same thing, they said, Lily, let's restrain ourselves, please. So we also know that Lily is jealous of Julius because Lily sees Julius getting all of this attention for doing things like blowing spit bubbles or babbling or gurgling and not saying real words and yelling. And so she does the same thing because she wants the same attention that Julius is getting. But she's not getting it because she's not a baby. And those things aren't, she shouldn't be doing those things because she's much older than being a baby. One morning, while Lily was busy playing opera, her mother said, "Why don't you put some of that verbal exuberance to good use? Why don't you tell Julius a nice story?" "He's too little to understand a story," said Lily. "He can understand it in his own way," said Lily's mother. "Okay," said Lily, smiling. "Julius, the germ of the world by me," said Lily. Uh-oh, this doesn't sound like a nice story. "Once upon a time," said Lily, "there was a baby. His name was Julius. Julius was really a germ. Julius was like dust under your bed. If he was a number, he would be 0. If he was a food, he would be a raisin. 0 is nothing. A raisin tastes like dirt. The end," says Lily. The story earned her 10 minutes in the uncooperative chair. So, Lily is still not happy about Julius being in her house and taking her away attention from her. And so she is acting mean because she is upset and she's jealous. So that's how much we're going to read today. And we're going to go over what the exit ticket is today. So remember, the exit ticket is the only thing that you have to upload on Seesaw. The sheet that we filled out while I was reading the story, you do not have to upload to Seesaw. That's to help you answer the exit ticket for tomorrow. So the exit ticket for today is asking you, in Julius, the baby of the world, how do Lily's feelings about Julius change from the beginning to the middle of the story? So we're talking about character feelings right now, and we're talking about how Lily's feelings change from the very beginning of the story to the middle of the story. So remember, this is the middle of the story. We haven't read the end yet, so we should not know the solution and we should not know the lesson learned, but we can talk about character feeling. So let's go all the way back to the beginning. And on this very first page here, we can see how Lily was feeling about Julius. She was so excited. She gave him things, she told him secrets, and she sang lullabies to him every night. She was so excited to be a big sister. And we know this because she drew a picture, she gives him things, She tells him secrets, and she is so excited to be a big sister. But then things change very quickly when Julius is born. She takes back her toys, she pinches his tail, she calls him disgusting. He doesn't want to share her room. She's not respectful of his quiet time. She tries to teach him the wrong things. She ignores him, she scares him, she tries to make him disappear. She is no longer excited about having Julius as a little brother. It seems like she's pretty annoyed that she has to share with him, and is definitely jealous. That's the word that we talked about before. She's feeling jealous about having to share her parents' attention with Julius. Because Julius is getting lots and lots and lots of attention. Babies need lots of attention. So she feels like she is not getting enough. And she wants the same attention as Julius. And we know this because on this page, she tries doing the same things that Julius gets attention for. But when she does them, her parents don't like it. So you're going to use that information. Oops. You're going to use that information to to do your exit ticket. So remember, it's asking, how do Lily's feelings about Julius change from the beginning to the middle of the story? And I also put this chart here so you would be able to answer that question. Now, if you need this chart up longer while you're answering the question after the video ends, you can rewind a little bit and pause the video so that this chart stays on your screen. So, my friends, that is all I have for you today. I'm looking forward to seeing your exit tickets. Remember to use your neatest handwriting and write in complete sentences. And remember that you're taking a picture of your handwritten work to upload on to Seesaw. All right, my friends, I will see you tomorrow and we will finish this story.